Hello everyone, it's me Uncle John. Today I'm going to read Essay 6030. Francine, believe it or not. In the school cafeteria, after the brain buster, and Sue Ellen were huddled around the table. Then we agree, said Arthur. The others nodded. Francine's become friendly, helpful, and pleasant. Arthur went on. It doesn't feel right. It's creepy. Situation may be even worse than that. I would guess that this change has thrown the equilibrium in the universe completely out of whack. It could have very serious consequences. Like what? The brain thought about it for a moment. Change like this represents a dramatic shift in energy. On the other side of the galaxy, there could be stars winking out just to keep things even. Wow. So if this kept up, the whole nighttime sky could go dark, come down. We may not be dealing with a problem like that. After all, we don't know for sure that this is the real Francine. We don't? So Ellen shook her head. You said yourself, she seems entirely different. What if she is? Sue Ellen lowered her voice. Maybe she's been replaced by an alien who's disguising itself in Francine's body. Well, I suppose she could be a lookalike robot that hasn't been properly programmed. Whatever she is, she scares me, said Buster. We are all scared and worried. Even if the universe is not at rest, such behavior is not good for Francine. It's not natural. Allow me to demonstrate. He picked up an unopened soda bottle. Imagine that the bottle is Francine. Really? I think her head is bigger. Sure, but try and get past that. Now Francine is the bottle, and the soda is her personality bottled up inside it. If someone with her temper is holding it in, the pressure will build. He shook the bottle. The longer she holds her anger in, the more the pressure will build up. She shook the bottle harder until she reaches the point where the pressure will be too much to contain any longer. He untwisted the bottle cap and the soda shot out. Everyone gasped. Arthur watched the soda fizzle around the bottle. Imagine Francine foaming at the mouth. We can't let this happen. It would be very messy. We've got to help Francine before she pops. But how? I have a plan. We have to find a way to make her lose her temper. I admit there is a chance of personal risk, so if anyone wants to back out, now is the time. Nobody move, then we'll do it. And remember, it's for her own good. Once the pressure is released, the danger will pass. For her anyway, but I may never drink another bottle of soda again. Chapter 7, Arthur and Buster got the chance to put the brains plan into operation the next day. They were playing in the outfield during a baseball game. Francine was pitching as usual, so Ellen was up at bat. She hit Francine's first pitch toward the right center field. It was a deep pop fly. Both Arthur and Buster had plenty of time to get under it. This is an easy one, Arthur told Buster. If we miss it, Francine is bound to go crazy. Boys came together, but stopped short as the ball fell in front of them. Francine put her face in her glove. Get ready, said Arthur. She's ready to explode. I wish I had earplugs. I just know she's going to scream. Francine took a deep breath and looked up. I guess the sun was in your eyes. She called out to them. We'll get the next one. Now what? Said Buster. We go to phase 2, said Arthur. What is that? Buster asked. I'll let you know when I think of it. After the game, everyone went to the sugar bowl for a snack. Buster, Arthur, and the brain were already seated, and Sue Ellen, Murphy, and Francine came in. You got here fast, said Francine. We were thirsty, but we didn't forget our friends, said Arthur. Here, Francine, we bought your soda. Thanks, Arthur. I think I could drink a tub of anything right now. She started to take a long drink. Phase 2. Arthur whispered to Buster. Suddenly, Francine pulled back from the glass. Arthur, she sputtered. This is cherry, I don't like cherry. Arthur just waved his hand. What's the big deal? Isn't it time you broaden your horizon? Francine only sighed. Maybe you're right. I should give it another chance. Took another sip, gritting her teeth all the while. Buster looked shocked, but he still spoke up. Hey, Francine, I heard Binky said he could beat you at any sport, any day. He did? Raised an eyebrow. Does that make you mad? Said Arthur. Mad enough to go find him? Said the brain, and maybe beat him at some game to teach him a lesson. Oh no, don't be silly. Maybe he's bragging because he's insecure. Maybe he's been practicing really hard and can't beat me. Come on, girls, let's find a table to ourselves. These guys are clearly in a mean mood. She led the other girls away. The three boys shook their heads. Well, we tried. I think of all the pressure building up. She could burst at any time, said Buster. And then her head popped off her shoulder, rocked up though the ceiling and up into well. If she does, said Arthur, we are there to pick up the pieces. Chapter 8. Arthur and Buster were standing outside Muffy's house. Francine had kept up her strange behavior for 6 days straight. Everyone figured she couldn't go much longer. I still don't see why we are here. We could be trying other ways of making Francine mad. We could put itching powder in her socks and repeat everything she says. Arthur shook his head. We've tried that kind of stuff already. It's not working. There may be something else going on here. But why ask Muffy? He rubbed his neck and looked around at the shiny limo in the driveway. Besides, whenever I come to a house, I always feel like I should be wearing fancy, scratchy clothes. Never mind that. Muffy is Francine's best friend. She may be able to help. Hi, Muffy. Then he paused. Although it had been his idea to consult Muffy, he wasn't sure what he should say exactly. Nice day, isn't it? Muffy looked up at the sky, and she smiled at her. I guess so. Did you come all the way over here just to give me a weather report? Not exactly. I like your new sneakers. Buster put in. He didn't look any comfortable then. Muffy nodded. Thanks, I got them yesterday, but I didn't think you paid attention to those things, Buster. Not always, but it's good to stay in training in case I have to solve any more mystery. Speaking of mystery, that's really why we came. Have you noticed the way Francine had been acting lately? What do you mean? You must have noticed. After all, you're her best friend. She's been so polite and helpful. Hardly like the real Francine at all. I may have noticed something, said Muffy, but I don't think it's anything to worry about. We do? You told her about the brain soda bottle theory. Muffy looked at her watch. Don't worry, she'll be back to normal by this time tomorrow afternoon. Arthur looked surprised. How do you know? Dad, I just do. That's all I can say. Arthur nodded. He didn't care what kind of secret the girls were keeping as long as Francine would get back to normal soon. You mean right after the street hockey game? Muffy looked surprised. I've forgotten all the game. Are you all right, Muffy? All of a sudden, you look sort of pale, like a vampire victim. I'm fine, really. Then Buster looked at each other. Yeah, me too. The game the next day was not going well. Not for Arthur's team. Late in the action, Binky got a pass. When it was in front of him, Binky expected her to try to knock the puck away, at least distract him by making free, but Francine just stood there. Binky wound up to shoot, and Francine didn't even try to stop him. Score, all right, Binky shouted. That puts us ahead. Francine, what are you doing? Why didn't you try to stop Binky? I didn't want to be rude, said Francine. It would hurt his feeling. Muffy cried. She buried her face in her hands. As play continued, Francine was always near the action, but never in the middle of it. At one point, Binky raced toward her with the puck. Francine moved out of his way. Excuse me, she said. On the next play, Muffy had the puck in scoring position. Help her, Francine, cried Arthur. Give us someone to pass to. Muffy is entitled to a chance to shoot. But she's a terrible shot. She'll never get any better if she doesn't get the chance to practice. Waved to Muffy, go ahead. Muffy nodded. She pulled the stick back and fired the puck. Score! Good shot, Muffy. Way to go, but Francine was just as helpful to the other team. A few minutes later, she had the puck near her own team's goal. Kiefer came up to guard her. Francine smiled at him. Kiefer, you haven't scored a goal all season, have you? No? Don't you think it would feel pretty good? Kiefer hesitated. Is this some kind of a trick? Passed him the puck. Not at all. Go ahead and take a shot. Didn't wait to hear any more. The puck was on his stick, and he had a clear shot. Score. Francine, what are you doing? They're trying to be encouraging, she called out. Francine sipped some water. Marty sat down beside her. Francine, there's only 37 minutes left in the bed. The game will be over before then. I want to declare you the winner now. Now, Muffy. You know that's not right. I can't last 37 more minutes. Besides, you're right. Everyone plays better if I'm nice. Muffy grabbed her by the shirt, pulled the closet. Everyone, including the other team. She took off her watch and held it out. Here, take the watch. Now, snap out of it and get mean. Thank you for the watch, said politely, but I still feel I should last the whole 7 days. After all, bad is a bad. I can't believe this. You might as well give up now, Binky called out. We're so far ahead, you can never catch up. As he skated past them, bumped into Francine. The collision knocked the watch out of Francine's hand. It fell to the ground, and Pinky fell on top of it. Crunch! My watch! Cried Francine. What about me? I think I heard some bones break. Never mind about you and your bones. Get up, get up. Got to his feet, he patted his chest and his knee too. It was missing. Don't worry, I guess I was wrong. I'm as good as new. Same however could not be said for the watch. Francine stared at the ground where Binky had fallen. Crushed watch just lay there. It had been totally destroyed. Francine turned to stare at Binky. Tear rippled down her cheek. She had suffered through the hardest week of her whole life. She had worked and toiled and sweated through one difficult moment after another. Yet at the end, her victory had been squashed along with the Princess Peach watch. As the team faced off again, Francine's face got wetter and wetter and wetter. Uh-oh. Stand back. Give her room. There she blows, said the brain. Francine didn't even hear them. In a blur of motion, she stole the puck from Molly, skated past Binky, so fast he twisted his neck while watching her. She did give her and go with Arthur. Score. Another one with the brain. Score again. Francine passed to Muffy and Sue Ellen and even got them passing to each other. Again and again they fired at the goal. The goalie Rattles lunged to block them, but he never had a chance. He might have stopped Francine by herself, but Francine wasn't playing alone. She was the hub of her team, and the others were spokes of the wheel. Together they rolled over the opposition. Rattles got so tired of lunging at puck, finally fell down in a heap, exhausted. Whistle blew, ending the game. We won. Francine, as a team gathered for a victory cheer, it got the old Francine back. A new and improved Francine, said the brain. She actually let someone else score a goal. Shook Francine's hand. Congratulations. I didn't think you could last the whole week, but I'm glad you're back to normal. You're actually getting a little boring. Francine gaped at her. Me boring? What's the matter with you? If you think I'm boring. Folded her arms. Yes. Francine suddenly relaxed and put her arm around Muffy's shoulder. I kept that in mind. Meanwhile, let's go find Binky. He owes me a watch. How are you going to give him the news? Francine smiled broadly. Very nicely, of course, she said, flexing her arms. It's the only way I know. The end.